Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to episode 7 of the Rumination Project, and I'm live at the Sagrada Sonido Studios here with Michael, and we're gonna go over some sound therapy sessions here. See him behind me. He has some instruments he's gonna play for us here, and we're gonna go over some science, and I'm gonna play a short video here. Um, but I'm gonna make sure everything's working properly first, like last time. And looks like everything is up and running. And looks like we got 3 people watching over in Rumble. Thanks for joining. If you're watching us, we're live here on Facebook and over here in Rumble. We're going to do a sound therapy here with Michael at Sagrada Sonido Sound. Sorry. Okay. I had to keep looking up on Facebook because I didn't know how to spell it because it's kind of a hard word to pronounce once you hear it a few times. Yeah. But we're gonna go. I'm gonna just go ahead and play this video here. I'm gonna talk about a little bit of the science of sound therapy, what we know now, and then we're gonna talk here and go from there.
People have been using sound healing for thousands and thousands of years. In fact, experts believe that this healing technique was even used in the ancient pyramids of Giza. Now, let's come back to the present and to how sound baths are used nowadays. Simply put, sound healing represents a ritual of acoustic sound concert in the form of a meditation meant to encourage self-healing. So, what is actually a sound bath used for, and how does it impact the body? There are various forms that a sound bath can take, and acoustics are created by using a wide range of instruments, such as bells, wind chimes, tuning forks, and gongs. Yet one of the most common forms of sound therapy is the one that includes the singing bowls. Generally, these bowls are made of metal alloy and crystals, but other materials can be used as well. The sound that these can create is highly dependent on the size of the bowl and where the mallet is placed. Sound baths are a great way to indulge yourself in a relaxing, meditative state that will help you calm down, heal, and discover yourself. The way this therapy works has a lot to do with the fact that everything exists in this universe, and the human body as well represents the accumulation of numerous vibrations. In fact, each organ and cell in your body vibrates when exposed to a certain frequency. Since each instrument is unique and can create a particular frequency, your body will vibrate in a certain way that will help you reach a meditative and regenerating state. It seems that, as Sarah Astor, a Brooklyn-based sound therapist, explains, we can easily change our normal beta state by using certain combinations of rhythm and frequencies. So, with the power of sound, we can go from being alert, focused, and reactive to an alpha state where we feel creative and relaxed. Moreover, we can even reach a theta state, which is the meditative state, or a delta state that we're in when we sleep deep, and where restorative and healing processes can take place. It has been proven that the vibrations created through sound therapy can greatly impact the way our bodies function, like blood pressure. Other benefits of this therapy include decreasing stress. This is crucial because the body is not able to fully heal itself if it is constantly stressed out. What sound therapy does is it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, known as the rest and digest state. While work is still in progress, it seems that many doctors are confident in the fact that healing cancer can actually be performed by using sound therapy. In fact, there are experts who are already using high-powered ultrasound waves in order to break down cancer cells with good result. Moreover, several studies have proven that mind-body practices like meditation have a great influence on soothing the parasympathetic nervous system, and so it can indeed help fight cancer. Yet specialists explain that the real healing with sound happens when using the miracle tone of 432 Hz. This tone's healing frequency is many times used with the crystal bowls that can be tuned to emit it. Science comes with proof that a patient who chose to listen to this 432 frequency music before, during, or after a root canal surgery felt less anxious, and this greatly helped with his recovery. This is explained by the fact that nerves are soothed, and so vital signs like heart rate and blood pressure are significantly improved. No doubt that 432 Hz is a real healing frequency. There is a strong link between the power of these frequencies and the healing process, and sound healers firmly believe that they can use such tones to balance and align the chakras. This is how healing at a cellular level can occur. Apart from the 432 Hz tone, there are also other frequencies that encourage healing, such as the solfeggio scale that is used in the Gregorian chants. Back in 1988, Dr. Glenn Rain discovered the knowledge of the ancient spiritual tradition while testing the impact of different music on human DNA. There were 4 different frequencies that the human DNA was exposed to: Gregorian chants, Sanskrit chants, classical, and rock. While measuring the rate of UV light absorption, which represents an essential function of a healthy DNA, Dr. Rain noticed the effects created by each type of music. Now you might want to reconsider the music you listen to while trying to relax. It seems the Gregorian and Sanskrit chants were the ones with the most positive effects, and they even encouraged healing by increasing the UV light absorption between 5 and 9%. On the other hand, classical music increased UV light less than the previously mentioned ones. And finally, rock music seemed to harm the DNA by decreasing the UV light absorption. What Dr. Rain's research shows was that there are some serious effects that come with each type of music that can be seen on health and well-being. Since this experiment was done, more research has been made that exposes how solfeggio frequencies can deeply impact the mental, emotional, and physical states. Moreover, this created the path towards understanding music therapy and using it as a health tool to support people's struggles by using various sides of how music is created and listened to.
Well, that was a very interesting video. There was a lot of information in there, and now we're just going to go over some of that. And here, sit here with Mike. Well, let me get this laptop set up in the right place. I think we can see us both. Almost. Yeah, I can see this. There we go. There we go. You can see it. So this is Michael. Hey, everyone. And if you wanted to explain, how long you've been in business or where you're located at, and yeah. So I just opened up a studio here in Quincy, the Pear Tree Villa. It's 325 South 8th Street in Suite A. I've been working with singing bowls and vibration for I'd say over about 10 years. I got into drumming, which I have here. So drumming was really instrumental in my journey. I actually started listening to solfeggio frequencies as a way to meditate. I had a lot going on in life at the time, so I was very stressed out with raising a little one and going to college and trying to work full time. So I needed a way to kind of de-stress and clear my mind and my body, because anxiety really takes a toll on the physical body. So I was just trying to find a way to get some static. Is there still some static? I don't know what the static would be. We doing all right, Elizabeth? Let me see if there is any static. I'll check. Am I getting any static? Oh, there. Do you hear some static? Yeah, there's static. That's probably StreamYard. And I did this. It's the same thing the other day, and I think the only way to really fix it is to log out and back. Yeah, I'm gonna log out and we're gonna try to log back in and see if we can fix that. So. Well, we're going to see if that maybe fixed the issue. Hard to tell. I think we may have fixed it. Now I still hear some static. Well, let me try to do it on my phone now. Then just give me a second. Just give me a second. We'll try to. I'm going to go my phone, and then maybe we'll fix that static.
All right, guys. Hopefully that may help. All right, guys. Hopefully that may help. All right, guys. Hopefully that may help. Okay, she said yes. That's good. Hopefully that may help. Let me mute the. Okay. Mute the reverb here. There we go. Now there's a replay. I think he meant there's an echo. I think that just fixed the echo. So. So I'm only on my phone now.
You want your tripod or anything?
I think it's okay to hold it. So it's good now, Elizabeth? Can you hear us good? Well, we're just going to keep recording. Yes, she said we're good finally. So let me see if I can switch that camera to a wider angle. Yeah, we may have to do the stand. It gives you two camera options, and I think that one's the better one. All right, we'll try to get back to doing this now. Okay, let's see if I can flip that. There we go. That's a lot better. You said it's perfect. I didn't mean to hit your bowl there. All right. I think that's better now. Now that you can hear us, I'm sorry about the connection issues, but we're here with Michael again, and he'll start. We're going to explain exactly how long he's been doing this, where his business is, and everything else.
Yeah, so sorry about the technical difficulties. I hope we're doing better now.
Still got 4 people with us.
That's good.
Facebook.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today. So where I was before we got interrupted with the technical stuff, I'm here at Sagrada Sonido Studios in Quincy, South 8th Street, in the Pear Tree Villa. Been here for a couple of months now, so I've been working with the singing bowls and different instruments now for about 8 to 10 years. Singing bowls in particular for about 6. And like I said before, I was just going through a stressful time in life with trying to juggle all these different aspects of life that we all have to do. So I wanted to figure out a way to kind of de-stress and calm my anxiety. So I started doing sound meditation, which was literally just sitting on the floor in lotus pose and listening to different frequencies. I had found these set of frequencies called solfeggios, which we'll probably get into in a little bit. But those really just kind of help ground my mind and quiet my mind and allow me to kind of connect with the sound. And that would just basically drown everything else out, your thoughts and all those things that we tend to think about while we're trying to relax. So sound has definitely been instrumental for my journey. So, and then I got into drumming first, and then later on the singing bowls. So it's been pretty awesome. But yeah, the science, the history behind it, not a lot is actually known. Where these originated, how they got to be where they are. But the Tibetans and the Chinese were the first to really, that we know of anyway, I should say, were the first to utilize these bowls. I've got a friend and she goes to Nepal quite a bit to purchase these instruments. And early on, she would ask people who'd been around there and selling the instruments where they came from, how did they start using them. A lot of people just don't know. They either don't know or they're not sharing where the true origin of it came from. But yeah, they've been in use for literally probably over 1,000 years that we know of, and I think the Chinese and the Tibetans were the first to really utilize them. So the purpose of these bowls, basically, in that introductory video that we watched, each bowl is tuned to a particular note of the musical scale. There's 7 different notes, C through B. And then each one is tuned to a different part of your body, which are called chakras, which I'm sure we've all heard that word before. Chakra is Sanskrit for wheel. So basically, it's just a wheel of electromagnetic energy that's aligned in your body in different parts. It's tuned to your organs, your reproductive organs, liver, kidney, lungs, heart. It's also
tuned to your endocrine system, so your pituitary gland, thyroid, thalamus, or thymus, I should say, kidneys, everything like that. So what I try to remind everybody about is that everything has a vibration, like every single thing on the planet. Rocks, this mallet, your phone, my glasses, everything is made up of a particular material. All materials are made up of cells, and cells are nothing but atoms and vibration. That's all atoms are, it's just vibration. You can break it down into like quantum physics, where they say atoms are nothing but empty space, but we do know that, you know, hundreds of billions and trillions of cells make up your body, they make up your organs, they make up everything on the planet. So everything actually has a vibration. And when we are not eating right, when we're stressed out, when we're overworked, and we're not taking care of our body, that's where disease comes in. And if you break the word down, dis-ease, you're not at ease. Your body is not at ease. So that's where, you know, negative energy can kind of creep into your body and just make you feel off, or make you stressed out. So these bowls will work with different parts of your body to kind of recalibrate, retune it, recharge it. And like I said, I've been working with these for about 6 years, and for me personally, it's been a huge game changer. I mean, obviously, I still feel stressed from time to time with, you know, aspects of life that happen, but I mean, I can sit here and do a sound meditation for myself, or, you know, for 5 other people, and I feel very much at ease. I sleep a lot better. I feel better. So I don't know exactly what the science is behind it, and a lot of people don't know yet. Even Western medicine is just now starting to do research into this, but there definitely is research to prove that not only will it calm you down, but it can definitely be beneficial in helping you relax, and then also help you through emotional, mental, physical, spiritual journeys that you might be on. So I have a lot of people, like I said, I always like try to analogize a medicine wheel. So if you think of like a circle and it's split into 4 quadrants, you have your physical, your emotional, your mental, and then your spiritual side. And when one or all of those are out of whack, you're not whole, basically. So those 4 components of yourself and your life need to be calibrated and in tune in order to feel that wholeness and that wellness that we all strive after and that we seek. So, anything else?
Oh, that was a lot of information.
Yeah.
Useful. That helps people, you know what you do, and
Yeah.
and you're located in Quincy, here in Quincy.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I've been here for just a couple of months now, but the response has been pretty good. Not overwhelming or anything. This kind of stuff takes time to, you know, get out there. We still live in a small town, but social media is definitely helpful. And then also this type of relaxation, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, it's foreign to people, so they don't really realize what these things do, what they're for, that you're coming in to basically lay down and, you know, relax for an hour while I play these instruments for you, to just kind of get you settled down. And it's really cool to see the different effects with people when they come in. Some people are just really nervous when they come in, and you can feel that energy. And you can also see that they're kind of twisting and turning a lot while they're trying to relax. Some people fall asleep like immediately, like literally within the first 5 minutes. You can hear people like lightly snoring, which is awesome. I've had people cry. I've had people feel nothing but like pure elation when they're doing it or afterwards. So it's kind of where you're at on your journey in life will depend on how you relate to these bowls. By virtue of the fact that we're all made up of vibration and energy, any person on the earth can definitely benefit from this. And I mean, pretty much this is something we all should be doing, I think. And I think everybody can really benefit from it. But there's just a wide variety of reactions that these sounds can elicit.
You can see the sound bowls down here.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of different ones. And,
yeah, so basically I didn't bring everything out. I got probably 30 plus bowls that I use during sound meditation. I also use gongs. I've got a few gongs, tuning forks, which a lot of people are probably familiar with. Basically, this tuning forks kind of look like this guy, and you just strike it. You can just put it around your ear. You can place it on a particular part of your body, like the stem of it. So this is 528 hertz, which correlates with your heart chakra. So getting into like solfeggio frequencies and talking about that, your parts of your body resonate at different frequencies. It's measured in hertz, which is 1 cycle per second. So if this is 528 hertz, this thing is ringing at 528 cycles per second. Solfeggio frequencies start at 174, and that starts at like your reproductive organs in that area down there. So just for your chakra system, it starts at your groin area and then works up to your navel, which is your sacral chakra. And then you also have your solar plexus right above that, which is like where your diaphragm is. The next one is your heart, then your throat, and then your third eye, and then your crown chakra. So yeah, there's 7 different ones, but they also, a lot of research, preliminary research shows that you actually have like sub chakras. Some people say that there's like 7 chakras per chakra, so you might have a total of like 49 chakras, but it's just a real subtle energy that emanates from your body. So like I said, these bowls and different instruments will kind of help those areas of your body get retuned and calibrated to that particular sound of where it should be at.
Elizabeth said that as soon as you started striking it, my dog crawled up in my lap to listen.
Oh yeah,
So the dog heard it.
animals react to this stuff really well. There are a couple of groups of people that should be careful. Anybody with like a heart monitor or anything like that, you gotta, because that's using electricity too, like electromagnetic waves. So that can interfere with, like, if you have a AFib or anything like that, you have to be careful. Also children, you can do it really softly with children, but their auditory system is still developing until like they're 21 years of age. So you can't, do anything too intense or too loud, because that can disturb their auditory development. But pretty much anybody else, like I've done classes with small children using like the Tibetan bowls. So I guess to get into the different types of bowls that we have, these guys down at the bottom, you want to tip that down for a minute. These are crystal bowls here. These white bowls. This is the key of A. They come in different sizes. The larger they are, the more, the louder they resonate, and like basically a wider sound wave. These are made up of silica, so it's basically just crushed quartz. It's put into a mold that's about 4,000 degrees, and they're heated up and shaped into these particular bowls. And then they are shaved down to get the particular size and the note. So the thickness will affect the frequency and the note that they're in. So these guys are really loud. They're great. They don't need any amplification or anything like that. They are a little bit expensive, but they definitely work probably the quickest, I would say, and they do get fairly loud. And then these guys here in the middle, these larger bowls, these are Tibetan singing bowls, and supposedly they're made out of 7 different metals. If you get into like alchemy and all that kind of stuff, they're supposedly made of the 7 metals with the 7 planets that were known in existence, several hundred years ago. There's supposed to be some gold and silver and bronze in there. I don't know exactly how much is really in there. But these were actually imported directly from Nepal. These are hand hammered by people over hundreds of hours until they get their particular frequency. So this one that I just rang, that correlates with your crown chakra. And then you have these ones that you see quite a bit in different shops and stuff. And then these guys are just basically metal alloy bowls, mostly out of like aluminum. They're pretty high pitched, but they do get pretty loud with frequencies and stuff. So not only do these correlate with different notes and tones of your body, what I like to remind people of is like you are basically a rainbow of color. So like I said, when we start at the root chakra, which is down by your groin and your reproductive area, that's the color red. So if you think of just the color spectrum that humans are able to see, you have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So if you start at red and work your way up to violet, you're basically a being of light, which is pretty awesome. And then each one of these bowls or notes has a particular color to it as well. So the bowls that I have here are like C and E and G and A, which would correlate with your root, your solar plexus, your throat chakra, and then your third eye. So by just using one bowl or a combination of bowls, you can make chords out of them. So like basically if I were to play, so basically, I mean, what I do when you come in for a sound bath is just make just a melody of sounds, kind of coursing through the different level of the chakras to kind of tune each one and give each one some attention. Um, and that's usually with my group classes that I do. If I do one-on-one classes, I'll always ask the participant if there's any part of their body that seems out of whack, and we'll kind of focus on that a little bit. But if you think of like, yeah, the color wheel, your body is nothing but a color wheel. So there are complementary colors, like blue and orange work really well together. What else? Yellow and indigo work really well together. So you can kind of complement each bowl. So like if let's say your thyroid is overactive, I would use a little bit of a warmer color, like orange or red to kind of bring that down a little bit. So it's not like hyperactive. So you can calm different parts of your body or raise your vibration in different parts of the body, depending on what your body requires of that. So, and then also do like drum immersions as well. And the drum immersion is really cool. I use those primarily in like one-on-one appointments that basically we're using a drum like this. This is a drum. It's just a frame drum, octagonal shape that is made out of animal hide. I believe this is deer. There are synthetic skin drums as well, but apparently animal hide actually it makes the vibrations a lot deeper and penetrates the body a lot better than what a synthetic skin will do. So with a drum immersion, I'll basically have you stand, in just a regular pose, and I just drum this around your body to listen to how the vibrations hit my ear. So it's kind of like a dense sound, and it's really amazing how you can actually hear the sound when it comes back to your ear. So when when things are good in your body, they're going to be really nice and bright and open sounding. But like, let's say you got something going on in your low back or in your chest or anything like that, you can definitely hear the sound being dampened when the vibration from the drum hits off that part of your body and resonates back. So based on that, I can kind of like what's not sounding good in your body, basically, I can use the bowls to kind of loosen that up and just make it more relaxed. I don't do anything hands-on at all. I'm not a licensed massage therapist or anything like that, so there's nothing that's ever hands-on. I have the instruments, they facilitate the healing, I guess you would say. So.
You do have other instruments too that you see? There's another lot of stuff.
Yeah, so I got like this big guy. This is another singing bowl that you can actually stand in. So this is in the key of yeah, it vibrates everything. It's pretty crazy how big this guy is. But yeah, you can literally stand in this. And what this guy is really nice for is when you stand in it, usually with your shoes off, obviously, but the vibration from the bowl will go up through your feet and just bring you down. So it's actually in the key of C, which is your root chakra, which is really good for grounding. So if your head's all in the clouds and you're just using your mind quite a bit, if you're in an anxious mental state, standing in the bowl for 30 seconds to a minute or longer than that, depending on how long you need it, will calm you down and kind of bring you back down to earth a little bit, which is really good. We all need that. I also have some flutes here behind me. So sometimes I'll use the flute in conjunction with the bowls as well. It's a lot of things. I wish I had like 4 more arms that I could use. It's a lot to do at one time. And then obviously the tuning forks, which I showed you a little bit ago. And then this guy is really cool. This is called a Shruti box. And basically it's kind of like an accordion, but each one of these is a different note. So you have your 8 notes from C to C, basically. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then you just open it up and just start pumping this box. And it starts producing a sound in the key of whatever you're trying to play. This is also cool because you can play different notes as well. So if I open it up to C and then E.
That sounds like a steamboat horn.
Yeah. Yeah. And then add G on there. And then I could also play the bowls in conjunction with this. So if I but what's really good about this instrument, this Shruti box, what it's primarily used for is actually to help train the voice and the ear to hear what note you're singing in. But this, so they say that in the studies that in the research that I've read, these types of instruments, acoustic instruments, are actually one of the second best way to heal and relax your body. Electronic instruments are like the third, not the worst kind, but basically the third level. But the first instrument that's actually the most beneficial for your own healing is your voice. And a lot of people don't realize that we take our voices for granted. And if you ever look up like actually how this part of your body really works, it's absolutely amazing. You just have a really delicate structure of cords and muscles and ligaments in here that take in air and then vibrate on account of how you're moving your mouth. So yeah, your voice is actually can be really healing to your own body. And this Shruti box can actually help you kind of isolate those particular tones and then help you sing. And when you sing in particular notes, and like let's say I'm singing in the key of A, and I'm connecting with the sound that this bowl is putting out or that the Shruti box is pulling it or putting out, you can really like literally feel the connection between you and the instrument, and you feel a difference in your body. You feel calmer, you feel more relaxed. So yeah, and what's also awesome is I like to try to get people to see what key they talk in. So everybody's got their own voice that they have, their own sound. So I talk when I'm normally talking, like right now I'm talking in the key of like E. So usually I like to get people to see what tone they talk in, and then actually have them sing in that tone, so that way they're actually connecting with their voice and distributing that sound throughout their body to kind of help them start healing themselves, which is really cool.
How do you know what note that people talking? Is it?
So actually, if you get like a tuner on your phone or anything like that, and just talk in your regular like that, the tuner will pick up the frequency that you speak in, and then yeah, it'll tell you what note you're in.
That's pretty cool technology.
It is really awesome, yeah. So tuning apps, like I'm just really into vibration and sound and what things ring at or resonate at. So yeah, tuning apps are really awesome for that. And then not only that, I mean, you can get into kind of the deeper astrological side of sound as well. There's a lot of different books that I've read that say, depending on what month and day you were born in, you also have that particular note or frequency. It's basically a lot of people call it your cosmic signature. So I believe I was born in April, which is my birthday month this month, so that's pretty cool. But I'm actually in the key of C. C is my cosmic signature. So you combine a C and an E, and then maybe throw a G in there. That creates a really nice harmonic sort of sound that's just really pleasing to the ear, and that I resonate more than maybe somebody who was born in, August, that talks in the key of D, something like that. So everybody's got their particular frequency that we resonate with. That's why music, songs, depending on what key people are playing and singing in, that really resonates with us as well. So it's just really cool to kind of figure these things out about yourself, and just really start noticing a lot more when you pay attention to what you produce, like sound wise. So
yeah, it is really interesting. I started doing sound therapy more last year, and I found it very intriguing what it would do to access like parts of your brain or increase your creativity.
Yeah. And then during the sound meditations, I'll always have like a background noise playing. So getting into like different brain waves and stuff like that. There's alpha, beta, gamma, delta, theta waves, which we've all probably heard of. So depending on what type of wave you're using, you can really, it's called brain entrainment. So alpha waves are really good for like studying, kind of getting yourself in a higher resonance where you're using like your mental capacities more than anything. It's actually a really good way to like study. So if you're kind of cramming a lot of knowledge for school or work or anything like that, if you put on some type of music that is utilizing alpha waves, that'll kind of help you get more focused if your brain trains on that. So basically, your brain is basically like an antenna, and whatever frequencies are around you, whether it's these bowls, whether it's Wi-Fi signals, or phone signals coming out of tower masts, your brain basically latches onto that and makes you feel according to what you're listening to, which is pretty wild. So whenever I do a sound meditation, I put on a delta wave, which is associated with like deep meditation and sleep. And that really works. I find a lot of people, at some point during their sound meditation, they're so relaxed from that underlying delta wave, and then all these different bowls that I'll be playing. A lot of people get really relaxed from it. So that's why I like to utilize different sound waves as well.
And Elizabeth asked, when is your next group session? When do you actually do these?
So mainly on the weekends. So today it's Sunday. I've got a class at 4:00. So I do Saturdays at 10:30 in the morning, Sundays at either 2:30 or 4, and sometimes both. And then Mondays at 7 p.m. here at the studio. And then I'll always do something for like the full moon to kind of, re-manifest your intentions or kind of continue or stop behaviors that you're wanting to do. Being in tune with the lunar cycle, I for me anyway, has proven to be pretty cool. You get a lot of, you can plan your goals, your life goals according to the lunar cycle. It kind of gives you a marker of your progress. So I always do something on the full moon. And each class is $25 a person. But usually I've never had a person say that was horrible and I never want to do it again. Some people, they wake up and they kind of question what happened if they're pretty new to it.
Yeah.
Some people roll through it and they're super relaxed when they wake up, and it takes them, sometimes 5 minutes just to wake up, which is really awesome. Because when you sleep, your body, the reason that we sleep is that our body is repairing its DNA and its structures and stuff that need repair. So basically, sound meditation, once you get used to it, you're basically can put yourself in a space where you're conscious but unconscious as well. And in that state, that's where you're actually achieving actual meditation, and where your body is actually repairing itself because it needs to. So, and then I also do private sessions. So, feel free to reach out to me if you ever wanted to do a private session or couples, anything like that. It's just basically double the price, but the experience that you have is definitely worth it. So, or if you just ever have any questions, I'd always be happy to meet anybody that wants to just come and, check things out and see what it does. So, there's a lot to be said for what these bowls can do. So,
And you're located behind the pear.
This is the pear tree villa that I'm in. So this is actually a pretty cool space. I hadn't been in this building before I came to look at the studio, but like the inside of the building, the interior, the main room of it is actually really cool and retro. They have like cedar planking and cedar floors and plants and stuff in there. They used to have a fountain. But
Yeah, I remember they did back in the day.
Yeah.
I had a dentist, the dentist's office in this building.
Oh, no kidding.
In the 90s.
Yeah, I remember like Forbes, the clothier, was here. So I'm not sure who all's in here now. I think there's a property office, and I think there's a couple of therapists and a CPA, and myself in here. So it's kind of a cool eclectic group of people. But I'm basically located on the east side of the building. So opposite on the east side of 8th Street. So back behind the building, there's a parking lot, and I'm in Suite A. So that's where I'm located. So
Yeah, and this place is really cool. He's got a lot of neat stuff in here, and
people who know me say that this is basically an extension of my house. I'm really into Native American culture, always have been since I was a little kid. So a lot of the motif around here is very native, very earth-based, very relaxing. So people come in and they just feel immediately at ease. And then I always smudge in here. I use sage quite a bit. Sage is a really good antibacterial agent. So anytime I'm sick or feeling a cold or something coming on, I just make a smudge cloud in my house and just breathe that in. So it kills bacteria, like 99% of bacteria up to like 72 hours. And it's also, on a metaphysical level, sage is really good for like cleansing your aura and kind of cleansing your space and getting you out of that negative funk if you're in that. So, but yeah, people always say that they're very relaxed when they come in. I like to, treat this as like a safe space for people to be. Because yeah, stress and anxiety, they're killers basically. They're not good for your body at all. And the times that we live in, like everything's so fast and moving so fast all the time, it's hard for us humans to keep up. In fact, I was talking to Dan a little bit earlier when he got here. I'd recommend looking it up. There's a frequency that the Earth puts out. It's literally the Earth's pulse. I think it was founded in the early 1900s, but it's Schumann's resonance. So the scientists actually found out that the Earth beats at a frequency like 7.83 hertz. And then later on, another guy found out that humans too beat at 7.83 hertz. Now, studies that have been done since then show that that frequency of the Earth and of humans is actually starting to speed up quite a bit, which, with the fast flow of information and how fast everything happens anymore, time and space have basically been collapsed due to technology. So that makes everything move quicker. So these bowls are really help you slow down, and they'll kind of calibrate you back to kind of bring you back down to where you should be. Because yeah, they say that the Earth's pulse is speeding up at almost a dangerously high rate. And then we can see that in society, how that's playing out.
It seems like everybody's in fight or flight mode all the time.
Yeah, and that actually brings up a good thing. That video talked about your parasympathetic nerve system. So when that is activated, instead of trying to, fight or run all the time, you're actually like, hey, I'm okay, because it activates that parasympathetic nerve system. So you're not trying to get out of the space that you're at, or trying to fight it all the time. You're actually at ease and accepting of what's happening. So you don't. After a while of doing meditation, using these bowls, learning, developing tools to kind of calm yourself down, because breathing, just breathing, we take breathing for granted all the time, and a lot of the times, like if I'm working and it's a stressful day, or I'm on the phone with somebody or having an interaction with somebody that might be a little bit stressful, I just remind myself like, hey, breathe through your nose, exhale through your mouth, do that like 3 times, like 3, intentional good breaths, and you'll definitely notice your blood pressure starting to come down. You'll feel more at ease with what you're doing, and that's also activating your parasympathetic nerve system too, which is it's really awesome.
Nice. You got some comments in here. Looks like you may have some new customers coming in.
Yeah, please. Get a hold of me. It's been, like I said, the response hasn't been super overwhelming, but it's been really awesome. I had a full class yesterday. And it's really cool meeting different people, and sometimes the energy's just different in here. But I just want people to know there's no judgment in here of anything. You're coming in here to help heal yourself. I'm not doing really anything. I'm just playing these bowls in a certain way that will help you. So I call myself a facilitator. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healer. I'm not a therapist of any kind. But I have been using this knowledge and reading up on these. I mean, I still read different books from the leading, researchers of this type of field and study. So I'm constantly learning new things myself, and I just utilize the information that I get from them and use it to help people heal them, help people heal themselves, which is really awesome. It's been a pleasure. This is actually what I love more than anything. So, and it's been really awesome. I have a few people that have been with me since I started doing it about 5 years ago. And they can attest to the benefits of it. And I have people that come pretty regularly, at least once a month. It's been really awesome.
Do you have any plans to do anything else, like do outside sessions or something on like yoga classes and sound bath and yoga?
I'm still in the works. So right now, all I'm really offering is I'll do drum immersions, and I'd like to do more drum circles. I know like Elizabeth has been to drum circles several times. They're really awesome too. And there's a lot of science behind drum circles that immediately reduces blood pressure, anxiety. It's super good for kids with like behavioral problems or ADHD. It's just really calming. It's like having a conversation and allowing the instruments to do the talking for you. So it's very harmonic and it's really awesome. So sound baths, group or private sound baths, drum circles is really what I'm focused on right now. But I definitely want to get out into the community more, do some stuff outside. The crystal bowls resonate really loudly, so they don't need any sort of amplification system. But unfortunately, like these Tibetan bowls, they need some type of amplification. So I'm working on getting some, funds together to buy like a speaker, like a portable speaker system, so that way I can amplify these. But none of this stuff is really cheap. I've got quite a bit wrapped up in it. But yeah, for now, yeah, I just do mainly group sessions here at the studio, and then I want to kind of get into like doing maybe some type of art classes as well, like doing mandalas, sacred geometry. There's a whole body of information out there that people are really looking for. They just don't know where it is or what to start looking for.
Very nice.
But if you want, I can hopefully. I always wonder how the sound carries over, microphones and stuff to people in their homes. But yeah, if you just want to chill for a minute, we can do a little bit of a sound meditation here.
Put the camera back down there. Yeah.
So hopefully that carried through the microphone okay when it hits your ears at your house or wherever you're at.
It almost gave me goosebumps.
Yeah,
definitely had an effect on me.
yeah, it's definitely activating your parasympathetic nerve system in your body and allowing you to just relax and start, calm it down. And some people, like I said earlier, some people it's not as calming right away. And I always tell people too that experience not necessarily a negative effect from it, but just like not adverse, but just it's not comfortable. It doesn't resonate with them right away. Those are usually people that are like most stressful. And I always use the analogy. It's like physical therapy. Like physical therapy is super uncomfortable if like you're working your shoulder after surgery. But yeah, once you start doing it more often, it actually feels a lot better. So sometimes in the initial stages of it, it can be like pleasurably painful in a way. Um, I don't think I've ever had anybody have an adverse reaction to it. I've definitely seen people, a few people that I know have who have tinnitus regularly. After doing a sound session, they say it went away for 2 or 3 weeks. And I don't want to speak to the science of what causes tinnitus, but basically there's a neural pathway in your brain that's affected in a negative way. But yeah, the singing bowls can actually tune that nerve or that pathway to where it's supposed to be and kind of activate it, make it more normal and regular again. So, like I said, I don't know a ton of the science of like how it works, but it's the same thing with like electricity or Wi-Fi. I mean, I don't know how any of that works, but I know that it works, and I just use the tools that I have to help to basically use the tools that I have to create these soundscapes that I know are beneficial for people. So you can definitely play these things the wrong way. Like let's say most of these are going to sound okay, but if I play like an E and an F together, that's not going to sound very good because they're only a half step apart. So you hear a lot of dissonance in there, which creates a lot of tension, which can actually make you more anxious. So yeah, part of this playing and learning is knowing what notes to put together that are going to be beneficial and soothing for people. Basically, my whole goal, like my mission statement, is to promote wellness on a metaphysical level. I don't do like nutrition or anything. I always tell people water is your best friend. Your body's made of 70% water. So drinking clean water all the time is definitely helpful. It'll allow you you need water to basically heal your body, to carry nutrients where they need to go. But other than that, yeah, in conjunction with sound meditation, I mean, it really can help you achieve that whole wheel of wellness that I talked about on a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level. So sometimes it's pretty crazy because sometimes people wake up and there'll be just tears flowing down their face and they'll tell me a story that happened or some traumatic event that happened in their life, and sometimes it does bring up uncomfortable things, but in order for you to heal, it's imperative that we kind of confront and process, traumatic events or physical events that may have happened, or mental or emotional, whatever happened in your life. Singing bowls are a really good way to kind of process that and overcome it. So,
And I noticed that it seems to help you overcome stuff that you suppress.
oh,
So
absolutely.
emotions, when you come in here, all that stuff you suppress just
It comes
out.
up.
That's
Yeah.
why people probably start getting emotional.
Yeah, I had somebody yesterday morning. She came in, and after she was done, she said that was it was really intense. She said, and she said a lot of emotional stuff came up, and she was on the verge of tears. And I told her, like, hey, it's okay, go ahead and let it out if you want. And so yeah, she did a little bit, and yeah, it's basically in my 38 years on this planet, I realized that we're all wounded children as a result of experiences that we've had from other people, traumatic events that may have happened in our lives, things that our parents said or did. Just everybody has that. Like, there's not a person on this planet, I don't think, that really doesn't have that, except for the ones that are actively working on healing themselves and overcoming it. But on some level, we all have that, and it affects the ego, and then ego plays that out into judgment, whether it's on ourselves or other people or groups of people or whatever. But these bowls have definitely been instrumental, along with some other things that have happened in my life personally, that have allowed me to basically let go of ego and not have any judgment against myself or anybody else, because they create a positive atmosphere of like self-love and acceptance too. And that was one thing that I learned a couple of years ago on a sweat lodge journey that I had, was self-love. I mean, I've always been super critical of myself growing up, and putting undue and unnecessary pressure on myself. And in that moment, like it was literally a single moment that I had where it's like, hey, don't be so hard on yourself. Like, just love who you are. You're a good person. You're trying to do good things for yourself and others. So it's like, just, yeah, step one is like loving yourself and telling yourself, hey, Michael, or Dan or whatever, whoever, I love you. You're doing a good job. And as you go along on your spiritual progress, it's, just kind of keep that support. Like, you are your best support system. And when you're hard on yourself all the time, or, constantly criticizing yourself, you're not growing. You're either staying at where you are, or you're actually bringing yourself down. So yeah, these can really be instrumental in letting go of that self-judgment and self-criticism.
Well, I think we covered a lot today, and I think we went through a lot. And I thank Michael for joining me here. And I think I'm gonna do a tour of the studio and show you what it looks like in here. And then we're probably gonna end the broadcast here. But thanks everybody for joining us. So we got 3 people still on Facebook, and hit that like button and share it with your friends as well, and come see Michael sometime on one of the sessions. And what's the best way to probably get a hold of you?
So Facebook, Sagrada Sonido Studios is the page on Facebook. Sagrada Sonido, I came up with that. It's sacred sound in Latin, basically, is what it is, because these are very sacred. It's just, yeah, it's very, very basic. But Sagrada Sonido Studios on Facebook and Instagram. I always post my schedule for the classes on like usually Thursday evenings. They're always the same, but if I'm doing like a pop-up class, it'll be on there as well. And my phone number is on the page as well. So if you ever want to, direct message me or text or call or whatever, if you have any questions about setting up an appointment, or even just doing like a consultation too or whatever, we can definitely do that. So I'd love to hear from everybody. And I appreciate you having me on today, so that we can talk about this and maybe get a bigger audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, people. Well, I'm gonna turn the camera around, and we're gonna clear this place real quick. And you can see that here's the actual entrance to the place here, and it's a really relaxing place. And you can see that this is the back parking lot. So if you ever come back here, you can see how to get into this building. It's kind of behind the other one, and he has a bathroom here and another room. So it's a pretty large location. And you can see it's pretty relaxing here. And you do most of your classes in this room.
Yeah, all classes are pretty much done in this room.
And you can see there's a lot of natural light too, which is nice to have. If you want to,
Yeah, it's a great space. I feel fortunate to have found it.
But just wanted to thank everybody for joining us then, and thank Michael here for joining us. Thanks for joining the broadcast. Share this on your Facebook page, or like it as well. And the next episode I'm going to have is probably going to be this week, and we're going to be going over the human ego, which I think Michael actually mentioned there as well, and with Nick Niewarner. So hopefully join us next time. And until then, thanks for joining the Rumination Project. We'll see you later.